I may lose some of my man points for saying this, but Balloon Kid has to be one of the cutest things I've ever seen, and we had Labrador puppies when I was a kid. On a system that gave birth to Kirby and Pikachu, as well as the little cats from Cat Rap, it's fair to say that Alice is equally as adorable. That this game was later released on the Famicom in Japan as a Hello Kitty game should tell you as much. Anyway, in Balloon Kid, you have to adventure across a world filled with a pencil town called Pennsylvania, a forest, an ocean complete with a giant whale, and an ice mountain, in order to save your younger brother Jim. He's not been kidnapped, rather, he was up floating on balloons when a stiff breeze took him away. He did manage to leave a trail of balloons for Alice to follow, so that's how we'll find him. You're attached to these balloons, and you need to float along avoiding all sorts of obstacles such as birds, spikes, flames and the like. Gravity works on you to bring you to the ground, but pressing A flaps your arms and increases height. It's quite a fluid movement mechanic, which, while floaty, literally, does work for the gimmick. The movement is different, but totally fair, and you should pick it up with a little skill, and in fact, I grew to like it. The levels auto-scroll, and you need to collect balloons along the way. You don't need to get a certain amount or anything, but each one is worth 100 points, and collecting 100 on a stage gives you an extra life. Pressing B detaches you from the balloons, allowing you to walk along the ground. You can run and jump over obstacles, which is necessary to collect some hidden treasures, as your balloons won't fit through. If these are in dead ends though, make sure you can get out before the auto-scrolling catches up with you. Once grounded, press down a few times to inflate another balloon. You can blow up 2 balloons, which change your movement pattern, and also allows you to take a hit from any airborne creatures, as only one of your balloons will pop, meaning you can carry on floating. I tend to keep 2 inflated as much as possible. I find it makes the movement a little bit easier. Once a certain number of balloons have been gathered, they actually double, so each pickup is worth 2. Also, after a time a flashing P balloon appears, which turns you invincible for a good period of time. You can still die via pits or water, or by getting trapped in the scrolling, but otherwise you can knock out enemies with a satisfying force. The balloons you collect along the way get tallied up, and for every balloon you have left at the end of each stage, you get 100 points. There are hidden, usually in places you have to walk to, giant Game Boys which are actually entrances to bonus stages, whereby balloons are floating upwards out of Mario pipes, and you collect as many as you can. There are bosses in the game which need to be jumped on in order to kill. To do this, you inflate the balloons and float above the monsters, then detach yourself at just the right moment. Pretty tricky, but really well designed and great fun. There's also a 2-player game, whereby you and a friend play as Alice and her rival Sam, who compete to see who can collect the most balloons within a stage. Like I say, the game looks and sounds really cute, although if there's any detrimental factor, it's possibly too easy. That's alright though. The concept is a refreshing one, and I really must praise the movement physics. They work exactly how they should, and never rip you off. If you screw up, it's your own fault. It's especially commendable to note the different mechanics whether you're walking or floating. To program several different ones and get them all right is some accomplishment.